Do you know how much Doma respects Inosuke? Or what about Tanjiro? How much does Inosuke's rival respect him? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down in today's video. We'll be giving each character a percentage of how much they respect Inosuke, starting with the ones who have the least respect and working our way up to the ones who have the most. So let's get right into it with the first character, the super scary Upper Moon demon, Doma, who's got 0% respect for Inosuke. Although, when Inosuke comes flying in all wild and fearless to fight him at the Infinity Castle, Doma's actually kinda impressed by his crazy attitude and unpredictable fighting style. Then, when Inosuke's boar mask comes off, Doma actually recognizes him. Wait, what? Yep, turns out Doma was the one who killed Inosuke's mother. That's right, this psycho remembered Inosuke as a baby. And because of that, Doma developed this twisted obsession with him and completely toyed with him the entire fight, as he thought it was super fun. So yeah, as Doma shouted to Inosuke that he killed his mom and then just messed around and toyed with him, there's no way Doma had any respect for him. And another demon who respects Inosuke at 0% is Daki. Yeah, Daki can't stand him. She literally sees Inosuke as a total pest for bursting into her food locker and freeing all the humans she was saving for dinner. However, she also thought Inosuke had a very beautiful face, like she seriously wanted to capture and eat him, as Daki literally only wants to eat people she thinks are exceptionally beautiful. So, I guess that's a compliment. Still though, Daki absolutely hates humans, and Inosuke ruined her dinner, so she obviously has 0% respect for him. But someone who's got some respect for Inosuke, well, only 5%, is Kozo Kanamori. Don't know who this guy is? Well, he's Inosuke's swordsmith. But yeah, Kozo hates him. Why? Well, you know how all swordsmiths just love their beautiful swords? Well, Inosuke literally just destroys them. Yeah, he takes rocks and just chips away at them to give them that jagged look, so he can rip and tear demon flesh instead of making a clean slice, which is exactly his style. But that obviously makes Kozo want to kill him. He literally wants him dead after seeing him destroy his babies. And since then, he still doesn't like Inosuke at all. So the only reason Kozo has even 5% respect for him is because he's a demon slayer and fights demons. Other than that, he hates him and just doesn't respect him. Going from 5% to 50%, we've got Zenitsu. Yup, you probably thought Zenitsu would be way higher, right? Or honestly, maybe even lower, as these guys are always fighting each other. I mean, when Nezuko called Zenitsu Inosuke, he seriously wanted to kill him. Not only that, but Zenitsu thinks Inosuke is a brainless, violent musclehead who just wants to fight anything that moves. And, well, he's not wrong. So Zenitsu's always calling him an idiot and loses his mind every time Inosuke does something stupid or reckless. However, he still cares about him a lot. Like after that insane fight against Gyutaro and Daki, Zenitsu told Tanjiro to help Inosuke first, even though he was badly hurt himself. And that says a lot coming from Zenitsu, since he usually only cares about himself. So yeah, Zenitsu cares about Inosuke, sees him as a close friend, respects his strength, and actually trusts him when things get serious. But yeah, he still thinks he's a total idiot, who's reckless, stupid, and always gets on his nerves. So because of that, Zenitsu can't be higher than 50%. Staying at 50%, we've got Giyu Tomioka. And Giyu, well, he doesn't have any opinions about Inosuke. He literally just tries to avoid him as he thinks he's weird. So yeah. Next up, Muichiro Tokito, at 60%. Just like Zenitsu, Muichiro thinks Inosuke is annoying for being such a loud, wild brute. But he still respects his skills, which he saw during his Hashira training. He also thought Inosuke was pretty interesting. Not just because of how strong he was, but also because, well, dude's literally wearing a boar's head on his head. So let's just continue with another Hashira, and this time we've got Sanemi Shinazugawa at 80%. Yeah, Sanemi actually respects Inosuke a lot, as he sees that Inosuke's got guts and he really likes Inosuke's fiery drive to take down demons no matter what. Just like how Sanemi will do anything to take down these evil demons. That said, Sanemi also definitely thinks he's an idiot, and he thinks he's super weird for having a boar's head. Still, he does respect him, even if he thinks he's nuts. Moving on, we've got Obanai Iguro at 85%. Obanai respects Inosuke for his strength and wild determination. But most of all, he respects Inosuke for not drooling over Mitsuri like everyone else. Yeah, you all already know by now how much Obanai is in love with Mitsuri, like she's literally the love of his life. So of course, he absolutely hates whenever someone gets too close to her or makes her laugh, like this guy. But since Inosuke couldn't care less about Mitsuri, Obanai's totally fine with him, and that's why he's one of the few people Obanai actually respects. Talking about Mitsuri, she's up next, at 88%. And honestly, the reason Mitsuri respects Inosuke is pretty simple. She thinks he's super cute. Yeah, when Inosuke took off his mask and Mitsuri saw his ridiculously pretty face, she was completely stunned. She couldn't stop gushing over how cute he was. That's basically all it takes to earn Mitsuri's respect. Be cute and be a demon slayer, and boom, instant 88% respect. Another Hashira we need to talk about is Shinobu Kocho, and she respects Inosuke at 90%. Shinobu cares about Inosuke a lot, especially when it comes to his health, which is why she lets him train and recover at the Butterfly Mansion. And after spending a bit of time with him, she figured out exactly how to manipulate him, and she thinks it's super easy. She'll just mock him in a condescending way and say he really just can't do simple things, and boom! Inosuke rages and gets fired up to train like a maniac. We've also seen Shinobu and Inosuke make pinky promises, and you know what? Shinobu actually respected that he remembered her name, which is super rare because Inosuke never gets anyone's name right. She also respects his wild nature and that fiery determination to take down demons. So yeah, Shinobu cares about him and actually respects him a lot. Moving on, let's talk about Gyomei Himejima, who's also at 90%. Gyomei respects Inosuke for being part of the Demon Slayer Corps, but even more than that, he respects his pure heart and wild determination. He also sees that fire in Inosuke and wants to help guide and push him to grow stronger both as a fighter and as a person. Now we gotta talk about Aoi Kanzaki, who's at 95%. Although at first she thought Inosuke was just this loud, reckless idiot who always caused her trouble. So she scolded him all the time because honestly, Inosuke was just a total pain in the ass. But over time, she saw that he wasn't just some wild idiot. He's strong, determined, and surprisingly kind in his own weird way. Then, after the entertainment district fights, when Inosuke was in terrible condition, she was literally crying, which obviously meant she cares a lot about him. But yeah, when he just dropped from the ceiling like a crazy person, she went right back to yelling at him. That said, we've seen time and time again how much she actually cares about Inosuke, and even though it doesn't always look that way, she respects him so much for being kind, brave, and this really strong guy, even if she'd never admit it. Staying at the Butterfly Mansion, let's talk about Kanao Tsuyuri, who's also at 95%. At first though, Kanao thought Inosuke was just some loud, super weird and crazy guy who liked crawling on walls and dislocating his arms for fun, which, yeah, is definitely weird. But after fighting side by side against Doma at the Infinity Castle, Kanao started to genuinely care about him. Like she saw who Inosuke really was, seeing his courage, his determination, his strength, and even his surprisingly caring side. So yeah, these two ended up being an awesome team, and even though she still thinks he's a bit odd and definitely a weirdo, she now respects him a lot. And she not only sees Inosuke as a strong ally, but as a genuine friend too. Staying at 95%, we've got Tengen Uzui. And Tengen first thought Inosuke was straight up disturbing. I mean, he was wearing a literal boar's head and called himself the god of the mountain. Yeah, Tengen literally called him creepy. Inosuke's blunt and loudmouth personality didn't help either, as when he literally asked Tengen if his wives were even alive, Tengen punched him. He also thought Inosuke was a total idiot who couldn't follow simple orders to save his life. All this said though, after Tengen saw Inosuke's insane determination and strength to help take down Daki and Gyutaro, and help free and save Tengen's wives, Tengen gained a lot of respect for him. Sure, he still thinks he's a weird, reckless idiot, but now he's got so much respect for the strength and bravery he showed, and that's why he's easily got 95% respect for him. Someone else who respects Inosuke a lot, going all the way up to 100%, is Tanjiro. Even though Inosuke literally tried to kill Nezuko when they first met, and still wants to fight Tanjiro every single day just to prove he's stronger than him, Tanjiro now sees Inosuke as his literal brother, and he respects him so much. He respects Inosuke's strength, determination, and how fearless he is in battle. And after everything they've been through together, fighting side by side against some of the craziest demons, their bond is unbreakable. Sure, Inosuke still can't get Tanjiro's name right, but Tanjiro's got nothing but love and respect for him. Talking about Tanjiro, we gotta talk about his sister Nezuko, who also respects Inosuke at 100%. Nezuko sees Inosuke as family, and she'll do anything to protect him. And after she started talking again and could walk in the sun, these two spent a lot of time together, and Inosuke even trained her to say his name all the time. So now they're closer than ever, and Nezuko just respects and cares about him so much. Staying at 100%, we've got Kyojuro Rengoku, because Rengoku had nothing but pure respect for Boarhead Boy after seeing him give everything to protect all the innocent lives at the Mugen train. And after seeing Inosuke's insane strength and unbreakable will, Rengoku fully believed in him and thought he had a very bright future in the Demon Slayer Corps. Now, we've got Kotoha Hashibira, and she's got infinite respect for her son. Yeah, I know, Kotoha hasn't even seen him since he was just a baby, and sadly, she won't get to see him as she's not around anymore. But she loved him more than anything, which is why she literally gave her own life to save him. So I just have to give her infinite respect for Inosuke, because if she saw the man he's become, okay, maybe not these clips, but if she saw these clips, she'd be the proudest mom ever. Another character who's got infinite respect for Inosuke, or, well, characters, are the boars of the mountain. Yeah, Inosuke was literally raised by boars, and he lived with them in the mountains. So he's basically a human boar, and therefore the boars respect him as part of their pack. How much do you respect Inosuke? And which character do you want me to do a video about next? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and watch this video next.